Yes, sir. We are live. We are live. Let's get IG going. Get the IG going. There we go. Wagwan. This is the Sports Time Zone. This is yours truly, Brother Numsi, and my producer. Shout at him.
You the beat. What's good?
The beat in the building. Shout out to my man TZ Dave in the Sports Time Zone. Yo, this is Thursday night's out of bounds edition of the Sports Time Zone. This is for those of y'all who might not always be all about sports, so we try to switch things up a little bit and bring y'all some live news and some dope takes on the current events that's going on right now. Before we even get started, make sure y'all hit that like, share, and subscribe as y'all see down there. And if y'all ain't did so already, make sure y'all also go on our IG page and follow us on IG. SportsTime_zone. That's how we doing it. We the only sports podcast that brings you 2 and 3 generation takes of sports and takes on out of bounds topics that may not always be related to sports, but this how we do. Before we get started though, shout out to KE Creations who hooks us up with the graphic designs. Shout out to you. Salute to Billionaire Society LLC, Seven Figure Society LLC, also top to bottom detailers, auto detail shop out of Cleveland, Ohio, and shout out to SammyTreats.com out of Virginia if y'all looking for them pastries and danishes and stick 'em out food and thing like that. All heap I stick 'em out. Shout out to y'all, but yo, we got a dope show lined up, man. We're gonna talk about a lot. Let's just get straight to it because we got a lot. We're gonna talk about the effect of social media that it has on relationships. We're going to talk a little bit about Ant-Man Edwards and his situation with his baby mama drama. We're going to talk about a fertility mix-up in Georgia where a woman who got in vitro fertilized had to give up her baby because the hospital made a mistake and fertilized her with the wrong baby. How they did that, I do not know, but Lord of mercy, that's crazy. Then we're going to talk about hip hop. We got a whole bunch of little different things we're going to jump into. Q to B, you ready to run this thing?
Let's get it.
All right, yo. As we always do, we got some dope guests joining us today. Before we get started, I'm going to introduce to the stage somebody who is not new to the Sports Time Zone. He is my brother. He is also one of the funniest men that you will ever find on the internet and social media. He is professionally black. You can catch him in Central Texas, South Texas, North Texas, doing stand-up comedy all over the place. And if you haven't seen him there, you can follow at him on YouTube. But he's also been here with the Sports Time Zone doing, as y'all know, the Diesel Dozens. But we got him back rejoining us again here at the Sports Time Zone from the D. Shout out to my brother Diesel Greasel from the 313. What up, though?
What up, though?
What up, though, my man? Welcome back to the Sports Time Zone, my brother. Now,
always a pleasure, bro.
You know, I had to have you on this show. Like when I looked at the topics that we had for this episode, I had to bring my brother Diesel on here because Lord of mercy, I cannot wait to hear what him have to say about this one. We also have someone who is not new to the Sports Time Zone. She is also the CEO and entrepreneur of the Seven Figure Billionaire Society, and I'm going to bring her to the stage now. She is Chi-Town's own, Chicago, the Windy City. Y'all stand up in the Chi. Shout out to Yanni Ma, the Fairy Plug mother, who is on audio right now while she get that video thing hooked up real quick. Salute to you, Yanni. Shout out to you. She is definitely in the building.
Welcome. Thank y'all. Welcome, everyone.
Yeah, thank you for being here. We can't wait till you can grace us with the presence, the people at home waiting to see. But we're going to kick this thing off anyway because we've got so many topics. I want to get this thing started. Let's start this off with the effect, all right? The effect that social media has on relationships. Now, the reason why I decided to go with this topic, because I done seen a lot of craziness on social media between friends, between people in relationships. I mean, it's then got to the point where social media causes breakups now. Like people are breaking up over what's going on social media. And it's not just relationships. It's also friendships too. It's friends, people that's done been friends for years. over something that happened on social media dissolve the whole friendship. They unfollow each other, they block each other, and all that. Yo, it's wild. So that's why I'm glad I got my peoples in here, Diesel. Now, me personally, before I'm gonna pass this off to my man Diesel here in a minute. But before I go there, I just want to say this: like, for me, with social media, I'm a podcaster. Diesel is also a social media. He's a personality on social media. Yanni Ma, she does her thing. Cue the beat. So people like us, we have to post and we try to get our business off and we try to get support for what we do. But for just the average everyday person that's on social media, some of these people be crashing out and going ham over social media. Some people, they base how much in a relationship, some people will base how much you love them based off of whether or not you post them. So I don't, me personally, I don't take social media that serious outside of the podcasting that I do. But I'm just gonna open this up for you, Diesel. First of all, have you lost friends or people that you know over something that you posted on social media or something you shared or a view that you had on social media? Has that caused any friction between you and any close friends that you've had in the past?
Man, I'd have a lot of people mad at me.
I already know.
I'll say, and and I'll be honest, I think it's a two-way street because my block list long than a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Like, I block a motherfucker in a heartbeat. You know what I'm saying? I wish I could block people in real life, nigga. Just like nigga, put you on mute and I never hear you again. Like with that being said, like during the presidential election, like my mamas was mad at me, my aunties, my sisters, everybody's mad at me. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
I can definitely say
I follow you on social media, so I did see. You was getting they was coming for you, boy. They was coming for your throat.
For real, but I learned, man, it don't matter what I say, someone will have an issue with it. I will say that I've learned that to keep my personal and my business life separate.
Okay.
Like the way I look at social media is like you either got to use social media or it's going to use you.
Yep.
Good point. Excellent.
And so like with me, I use my platform for me to express my point of view. And I think what a lot of people get shit twisted is
right.
Like, take my page, for example. I'm expressing my point of view. It's not an open forum for you to express your point of view. That's what your page is for. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so I get a lot of that where people want to come and get in the comments and argue with me about how I feel when they could have just made a status about how they felt. You know what I'm saying? So I think that people just using social media wrong, man. It's an outlet to express how you feel. But the real issue is that people got to learn that just because I disagree with how you feel, don't mean I don't like you, and it don't give you a right to be disrespectful. And I think that's where so many of us get social media fucked up because people get disrespectful because y'all don't agree.
Exactly.
And trolls come out.
Yeah, exactly, Q. The real true feelings come out. And Yanni, I want your take on this also, because what I see is that it takes away any level of privacy that you have, especially in a relationship. Like couples that are in relationships that, tend to post all of their relationship business. Oh, me and my bae, this is us at I don't know, Papados. This is us on vacation. This is us here. This is us there. So like when you got this constant barrage of putting your relationship information or your business on social media, then that can cause a lot of unwanted attention coming to your relationship, which could sometimes cause friction. So Yanni, from a lady's perspective, what is it that you've noticed about social media that's caused issue and friction and romantic relationships between men and women?
Well, it's like to each his own. Some people like the attention, it's just like different strokes for different folks. But however, the thing is, it's like, it's levels. Some people just like to, because it's 2025, y'all. So now it's like social media / TikTok and all other platforms is for, influencers and stuff. So now it's like they getting paid to promote and advertise being in relationships, doing relationship things. So it's kind of like it depends on the type of person and the people that you surround yourself by, I guess. So it's like if the private type of person, hey, you can, some people don't like social media, but I have seen some people that they don't be on the same page. So if you basically like you got to be compatible too. But
Right.
some people like the attention. I won't like, you don't have to post me 24/7, but if I'm in a relationship and I'm being for real, I would want my spouse to post me sometime. You know what I'm saying? To let people know. Because if you acting single on social media, but you're in a relationship in private, so that's where it gets jacked up at where the new generation, because, you know, social media is around, it's gonna always be around. So I just learned how to adapt to it.
And see, that's part of the difference right there. Maybe Diesel, you can attest to this or what have you, but that's part of it right there. You have to be on the same page, because in a lot of relationships, one person takes social media a lot more serious than the other one does. So you got situations where, a lady might be like, oh, well, you must not love me if you don't post me. And the guy is on the other side, like, yo, this is social media. Like,
Right,
why
like social
do I
media
want to
is
share
for
my,
us.
my, my personal life with a whole bunch of people that I don't know? And then that can cause friction right there. Because again, some people take social media like like this is their Bible, this is their gospel,
They
everything that
live
they
by
do,
it.
or they live by it, right? So if
What
you're
I
with
will say,
somebody who doesn't take it that serious, then they could take it offensive because of the fact that you're not posting the way that they want you to post. Go ahead, Diesel. You were saying?
no, I was saying, like, I learned from experience with my previous marriage, right?
Okay.
I met her on social media, right? Like, she was a social media friend and she came to a show. I met her, she introduced, hey, I'm so and so from social media. We get to kicking it. Eventually, we get married. So, being that we met on social media, she was adamant that I claim her on social media. You know what I'm saying? So, whoop-de-woo, we married, yada, yada, yada. I don't give a fuck. I'm a pretty transparent person as it is, but I'm a public person. She isn't. And so you see how my page is. People come for me all the time. You know what I'm saying? People come for me. I got no issues with it. If I got time, I'm gonna go back and forth with you. But then what I would find is mostly with a lot of young ladies is the first thing they want to do was go try to find a picture of my wife or whatever and bring my wife into it. Right. And so, and it changed things because now my wife at the time, she mad, her feelings is hurt for whatever reason, primarily because she got dragged into some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? But you remember my last wife? She was light skinned, and she was a little on the not small side. Let's just say that. And so the first thing sisters did was come and be like, hey, your fat ass wife, And so I'm like, yo, nigga, whatever. Like, regardless of what you think my wife look like, I'm attracted to her. I make her feel like she is a beautiful woman, all this and that. But she's human. You know what I'm saying? So she would see it, and then before I know it, she going back and forth with bitches, talking about her weight loss. She posted pictures like, bitch, I done lost my chin, bitch. That's an old picture. And it just, it just wasn't ideal. But at the time, I didn't really understand, like, by me putting my wife out there, people was going to come for her because they can't really come for me because I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? And so people will use whatever they can to try to hurt you. It might be your kids. It might be anything that they can find, And so that's when shit get twisted. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. Because for me personally, like, you can say what you want to say about me, but I'm very protective when it comes to my kid, my mom, my parents, my family, my relationship, whatever it is that's personal to me and sacred to me, I want to shield that from social media. And there's a lot of people that are like that. So it's not always that, okay, they just don't want to show off their person to the world. It's the fact that, okay, because of who you are, and you go and expose this person to social media, now they gonna get all of the strays. You feel me, Q? They gonna catch strays just because of the fact that now, oh, that's who you with. So like to Diesel's point, oh, F your you're fat, you know what I'm saying? And then going in on his woman just based on the fact that it's him. So it's not always, and shout out to Tiara Stevens in the comments. She says it depends on the dynamic. If he's constantly posting himself and doesn't post her, then that can cause a problem. Yes, if she's the person that relies on social media to base her relevance on. So if your relevance is based on social media and you're with someone who's not posting and putting your relationship at the forefront, then yes, that could cause a problem for you. But when did we get here, Yanni? How did we? I know you said it's gonna be social media gonna be here forever. But when did we get to a point where social media is taken so seriously by people that the fact that you are not exposing them to the world, to everybody in the world, that it causes frictions in a relationship? How did we get to that point? I mean, was it just over time, or like?
I guess too, you say, how do we get here? Due to the fact because it's time is changing, the generations is different. And to be honest too, just say like hypothetically speaking, you know how you go on social media, you just trolling and stuff, you know, and then you seeing Shakita and Sam, they posting all the time, you know, and they taking pictures and they doing this and doing that. Y'all know it's just like, it's not, I'm not gonna say, you know, it's out of jealousy of any of that. Sometimes it might be because, you know, people just be trolling just, I don't know, like it just social media is social media. However, what I think is it's just like people want sometimes what they can't have, or they want what they see another person got, or what they doing and stuff, you know. So it's like, I don't know, it's temptation.
So
Shit, it's a
validation.
lot of different things, you know,
Yeah.
and you will want your, you know what I'm saying? Cause you like, you know, or you be with your homegirls. So like we a group of girls and we always kicking and stuff, or we in a little relationship group. And then we see, I see all the girls' husbands posting them, and then my husband never posts me, you know, so that'd be a kind of a problem too. But I mean, like I said again, there's different strokes for different folks. Some people don't like to be posted, some people do, but
Yeah.
At
And
one
no, and I
point,
feel that.
Go
Go ahead, Q.
do you know, keep it separate though? Like if you're a person that's actually trying to make it and be professional, at one point do you keep it separate? Because like you were saying, Noomsy, some of us do want to keep, you know, some things private and some things social. So I think, you know, that being a part of our relationship, it does cause a lot of problems because, you know, somebody trying to make it on YouTube and, you know, Facebook or whatever platform, you want to put your face out there, and then you got your significant other on the other end saying, well, throw me on there too. You know, you got a family, you got this. And now you got to kind of explain, well, you know, this is specifically for me trying to make it in this path. And some people don't, you know, they might not take it that way.
okay,
Yeah.
well, that's what I said again. People, it has to be like a two-way street. You know, it can't be just one-sided because you just have to be honest. Like if a person understands, it's like, I mean, shit, that's what they should accept. That's the problem. You
Right.
know, communication is the key, but a lot of people don't understand that. And so, y'all, it's like what to say, like the ruler never know really why. It's just that's how people moving. That's the mindset too. You know, some people
Yeah.
think different, some people move different.
Exactly. And also shout out to the in the comments again. Camilla Antoine says the culture has shifted. The younger generation, it's all they know, which is true. And also Unleash the Champion says it should be established early in a relationship on the social media viewpoint so it doesn't cause issues. Gen Z is most definitely posting all day. So I agree with both of you ladies in that, but I'll also say this, that it has trickled down to some of the older generations too, because it's not just Gen Z that's crashing out over not being, you know, posted. It's not just Gen Z that's posting every single thing that they're doing with their man. I mean, like Tiara
Even
said,
my millennials, us millennials do
us
it too.
Yeah,
too. Millennials do
We
it too.
grew
Some of
up
us
in
Generation X's,
the
and like,
internet era.
and Tiara Stevens said that she thinks that people post for validation. That's the one I was looking for right there, because some people need that validation. Like they can't just enjoy a vacation with their spouse. They can't just enjoy having dinner. They have to show everybody that they're enjoying dinner with their spouse. They have to show everybody that they're on vacation with their spouse. And if they don't show everybody, it's almost like it never happened to them. Like,
You know, in all fairness, I don't even mind that as much. My biggest thing is you don't post while we're there. Because I come from an era where niggas get caught slipping all the time.
Get pulled up.
Like if you want to wait till after our weekend is done to make a post about how great our weekend was, because that's what you want to do, sure. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But don't be updating the world in real time as it's fucking happening.
Yeah, they
The whole house broken too.
Following trends, you know, they like just and secretly in competition, you know, like, oh, okay, y'all did this, okay, we could do this too, we could go here, we could do this, and they definitely don't. All they do is post. That's why, and I promise you, we was talking about this earlier with the guys and stuff out here. Like they just got to tell the left hand what the right hand doing all the time. That's all they doing nowadays. Like as soon as you get somewhere, you posting stuff, and then you understand. They act like they don't know why what they call it, the odds, or why the people coming and shooting at the place or shooting at because y'all posting, y'all going live.
Yeah, they know where
you're
right. And like he said, posting right then and there. Now wait till we leave a weekend. Wait till I leave, baby. Don't get to posting me. Don't tag me or nothing. Don't put me. Look, I was like, wait, hold it. Just in case y'all into some stuff. I ain't in no stuff, but I'm just saying, just in case people and stuff like, baby, I don't like to be put on like live when
I don't
trying to have
either.
a good time.
I'm with you.
Yeah, like don't put my business out here. I want to relax and let my head down, and you want to have me on social media or videos or no.
Going live, like that's such an invasion of privacy.
Yeah, you heard what I just said. I want to kick it, let my hair down. I know what like he say, separate. So what he say, separate business from personal life, baby. That's not what I'm doing.
There's got to be a division. Shout out to the chats. The chats are on fire with this topic, and I knew it would be. Kiana says that there's a difference between privacy and secrecy. Yes, I do agree. Siva Kali says, when I post, trust and believe that I have already left. And Unleash the Champion says, right, never post in real time. So so it's like we kind of get the gist of it. I feel all of that. But now switching over to like friendships now, like I'm noticing even on social media that you can share a post of something that you agree with personally, but a friend of yours may not agree with it. Then they comment on that. Now you comment back, and y'all going back and forth, and then it steamrolls and escalates. Now two close friends got friction, unfollowing each other, blocking each other based on social media. Before the influx of social media, there was none of that. Like friends would sit down on the couch and be like, you know what? Me and Diesel used to go through this all the time. I don't think LeBron James is the greatest player of all time. Diesel was like, he is the GOAT of all time. And I'm like, nah, I don't think so. And we just going back and forth with stats and, and numbers and all of this. But now on social media, someone will say something like that. And a LeBron fan will say LeBron is the GOAT. And then a good friend of this person will come on and say, nah, he's not the GOAT. And they will literally go to blows, calling each other names, threatening to pull up on each other, doing all kind of stuff just over an opinion on social media. You can post something that somebody, like for example, I don't know, I'm just gonna use this as an example. I saw somebody post a Diddy video, and somebody else who was a friend of that person was like, how could you post that? Like, look, he's an animal. He's a this, he's a that. Yo, our friendship is on notice. I can't believe that you would support somebody like that. And the person who posted it was like, yo, this is just a hot track. This is a fire track. So I posted the track. But now their friendship is in turmoil because he decided to post a video. Or I even heard someone after the election say, everybody who did not vote for this specific candidate who's on my friends list, delete me right now. Because I'm not your friend no more. I don't want to talk. I don't want to associate with you because you didn't vote for the candidate that I like. But on social media, before social media, people could like whoever they want to like, vote for who they want to vote for, but it wasn't public business. It wasn't public knowledge. So friendships could flourish and last longer. You don't see that. Like nowadays, everything is so public and everyone has to have an opinion on everything. And we got another chat coming in also saying that that means that they were never really friends. Well, I don't know. These are lifelong friends, or people who are really, really good friends with each other, but because of a view and an opinion on social media, that over the years, I've said some things on social media that a lot of my peoples did not approve of or didn't agree with or may not see eye to eye with me. But I don't know that I've actually lost any friends or caused any friction with anybody in my family just based on how I feel. But I've seen it happen, and it's all coming back to this social media. So, I mean, I don't know. If you don't like somebody's pic, like somebody can post a pic and, oh, you didn't like my picture. Why you hating? Why you ain't like my picture? What? So now I'm responsible.
Get some trolls, man. You're gonna get them trolls regardless. They out there.
People ended friendships because you didn't like they pick, or they feel like you hating because you ain't like they pick, or you didn't say something about the dress that they got on in this pic. Why you ain't say nothing about my dress? Why you ain't like, yo, where have we
rapper beefs?
Rapper beefs. Beefs online, social media. People are getting killed, y'all. Like this
or
is
going to jail.
Or going to jail, getting locked up over stuff on social media. Yes, Unleash the Champion. It is childish. But what's sad is that these are grown adults that are living this out and acting this out. And wait a minute, it looks like we got somebody joining the conversation. Joining the conversation. Shout out to Jessica. And Jessica, you can chime in on this when you want. But yes, I used to think that it was only young people or only kids or only a certain age or generation or demographic. So do y'all see this actually changing anytime soon? Because Yanni basically said, nah, this is just the way it is. Social media is here to stay. And these relationships
about to get worse, bro.
Yeah.
It's
get worse.
It's about to get worse because
AI chips, everything. Man.
AI, that's what I'm saying. It's so much fake content. Yeah. Not like people used to be arguing over real things, over facts. Now they arguing over lies. A nigga will start a lie on Facebook and niggas gonna choose a side. You know what I'm saying? Some shit that's not even true, bro. Because at the end of the day, man, everybody's looking for a fight. People looking for conflict. They're not looking to be understood. They're looking for people that's going to agree with them, or they want to fight. Only in this era will somebody say, this is how I feel, blah, 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 blah. Let's argue. Like they'll state their opinion, and then underneath that, let's argue. No, not let's discuss it or let's talk about it. Let's argue. I know y'all
standing on business, man.
They like,
everybody's standing on business.
Sugar goes in grits. Let's argue. Like, or
that's the whole post too.
Ketchup goes in spaghetti. Let's argue. Like, yo, y'all, and it be the smallest
pecan or pecan. Let's argue.
I can't make this up. This is actually real live arguments that people are having on social media. So, I like Diesel said, I think it's only going to get worse. I think social media is very divisive, and I think it was created to be divisive, and I think it's really successful at doing that in a lot of different ways. But that was a hot topic that we wanted to get off our chest and kind of get that out there for the world to kind of chime in on. So appreciate y'all on that.
Right now, trying to chime in. Somebody tried to jump in.
I saw. It looks like I saw Jessica down there try to chime in, but I don't. She got herself on mute, so I'm not sure if she's trying to get in there or what. Jessica, if you want to get in, unmute yourself and let us know, and then we'll go ahead and get you in there. She just jumped off, but then we got another comment. They are big grown children seeking attention and validation, unfortunately. Then flip sides is content creators are being paid for comments so they can create posts like that on purpose. Excellent point. I definitely agree. Unleash the Champions on that. So
shouts out to her profile pic with the boxing gloves. Like she looked like she want to argue.
She want all the smoke.
She want the smoke.
I said what I said.
She want all the smoke. But yeah, make no mistake about it. You know, some people are real protective. You know, I for one thing, like I had my cousin Noomsi on the show the other day, and I was really hesitant for having my cousin Sarah. She's my favorite cousin. So if she say something and somebody got smoke for her in the comments and say something, then I'm gonna act a fool because that's my cousin. You You don't say nothing about. So I was real hesitant to even have her come on the show. But you know, I was like, all right, you know what, no, I'm saying, thing go and be all right. Just go on and let the cousin come in and give smoke. So far it's been cool, but I'm telling y'all out there, y'all say anything about anybody that I love, and it's gonna be some slow singing and flower bringing. You know, I'll leave that alone. But let's transfer and segue into another topic that's really hot right now. For those of y'all who've been living under a rock and don't know, Anthony Edwards, professional NBA basketball player for the Minnesota Timberwolves, he got Aisha Edwards pregnant. I know a lot of y'all know who Aisha Edwards is.
Aisha Howard.
Oh, that's a Howard? Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah. Aisha Howard. I'm already
Aisha
trying to get her married to that man.
Yeah.
Howard. He like, hold on now, man.
Hold on. But don't she got a baby with somebody else? Another professional
Lil
athlete?
Baby.
She got a baby with Lil Baby. Now she
Lil
got
Baby
facing a Rico.
Lil Baby. And we're gonna talk about that.
We go, that's a full 360.
But Anthony Edwards got her pregnant, and then he told her straight up, once he got her pregnant, I don't want this baby. I don't want to be in the baby's life. I don't want nothing.
When he found out she was pregnant, he said he didn't want that baby.
He didn't want the baby.
Well, basically say he wasn't even really. He just said wasn't ready for no more kids.
Right. Yeah. So in addition to that, he paid her for an abortion. He gave her however much money.
And she kept the money.
She kept the money and then still kept the baby. So she has the baby. He said he didn't want it. She had the baby. So what did he do? He turned around and gave her $1 million up front for 18 years worth of child support, just so that he could take care of the kid financially. But he said he does not want to be a part of this child's life. He don't want to have nothing to do with this woman. He wants to go on with his life as a professional athlete and go on and break that bread. And he cut the check right away. Now, he's getting a lot of backlash on social media, mostly from ladies. I'm going to keep it a buck. It's mostly from ladies saying, how could he do that? How could he not want to be a part of his child's life? You know, where's his morals? But go ahead, Yanni Ma, you chime in, and Diesel, I want you to backdoor on this one.
Okay. First of all, I want to say, just like us women, you know, when we have the choice of our body, you know, we're in control. So when us women say that we don't want a child, you know, hypothetically, and say like if the man wants to keep the child and we don't want the child, what some women have chosen still to terminate the pregnancy. So therefore, I understand that it takes two to tangle. So it should have been a two-way street. He said he didn't want the baby. She should have understood that and respected that. Now knowing, so once he told her that. So when he gave his rights up or whatever, or signed the papers or whatever they was going through, back and forth with the courts. However, I don't feel that he should have paid nothing, but I mean, don't get me wrong. Hey, to each his own. He still did a real man thing because he still gave her something. I already gave you $100,000. Then he just gave you another $1 million, G, when he already told you that he didn't want the child. And so y'all mad at him because he said that he didn't want the child. She shouldn't have did that to that young baby anyway. Like, I feel like that she was preying on him. Like, you know what I'm saying? She was already older than him. She knew that man had a girlfriend and all type of other stuff. So what I'm just saying though, like, having a baby not gonna keep a man, you just say when she said, I don't care if you don't be in the baby life, I'm not asking you for nothing, so why take it?
Good point.
If you ain't need nothing.
Diesel, go ahead and jump in on that one.
Man, that's an old saying on the west side of Detroit. It says, what do you pay a hoe to do? To leave. Everybody knows that's what the money is for. So she goes back to where she can go whole happily, you know? So it costs to be a boss. I feel like Anthony Edwards is unlike the cheat code in life. You know what I'm saying? Just like, more money, more problems. I disagree. I think the brother's on to something, man. It's like, should Anthony Edwards step up and be an active father in a child that he created? Absolutely. He chooses not to. But he's still choosing to pay to make sure the child has access to a good quality of life. The reality is, you know how easy it is to find a stepdaddy for a baby that come with $1 million payment? Like, come on, I step up. You know what I'm saying? I might not do the whole 18, but shit, we can work something out. Because I just feel like, the amount of women that I saw mad at this just proves that women don't value peace. Women, they want to fucking fight. Because how much more peaceful can it get than a nigga paying you and saying, bitch, I never want to see you again? You know what? That's no drama. While I'd rather that than have a nigga mistreating my child or
And
toxically
he might come around. Y'all know, not to be being funny. Sometimes y'all, we done watch some movies, some little TV shows and all that. People come around. He might do down the line, and I don't know, but they not just gonna keep bash him like ladies. Now we got to take accountability of some stuff, and she bogus for that. Period, point blank. Because you knew that man. She knew he had a girlfriend. She knew he already had kids.
Yeah. She already knew
And
that.
she's 36. He's 22.
22 years old. So yeah, that looks
Shout
like
out to the first player in history to cut the check for the baby, man.
shout out to Ant-Man Edwards.
You gave
Now,
her
we
an
just had
NIL
somebody
deal.
just,
There you go.
Somebody just joined the conversation. We got Toya. Toya, if you want to join the conversation, you have to unmute your mic. You're muted right now. So hit the little unmute button. And then if you want to jump in and join the conversation, go ahead and join the convo. But going back to what Diesel said, like, it's all about valuing peace. And going back to what Yanni said, this is true. If a lady says that this is her body and her choice and she wants to terminate a pregnancy, this is what this whole abortion rights is all about. If she chooses to terminate a pregnancy, even if the man wants her to keep the baby, but she says this is my body and I choose to terminate this pregnancy, then everyone applauds her for making that decision and for her, represent and respecting her own body. But if a man, on the other hand, says that I want you to terminate this pregnancy because I don't want to be a father to this child, or I don't want to, have this 18-year commitment to this child, then all of a sudden it's like, oh my God, like the world is up in arms. It's like Rome is on fire and everybody gives him all of the smoke and all the business. So it's a double standard, Diesel? Go ahead, Diesel.
I thought that a world-class athlete would have had faster reflexes. What I've learned, what I've learned is that pulling out is an old nigga game. It's an old nigga sport. It takes a long time for you to learn mastery of your dick. Because nigga at 44, I bet you I could pull out. But at 24, nigga, I was like, fuck it. But that's what comes with experience. That's what comes with experience, man. You gotta know your stroke count. You gotta know your stroke count. Because you niggas ain't got $1 million to go up front. You know what I'm saying? Yay.
Good point. Good point. We just had somebody just join the chat.
Jessica.
Okay, jump in. Go ahead and jump in. If you got a comment on this, jump in, please, Queen. Enlighten us on how you feel about this subject. And you are still on mute. I unmuted you. Go ahead.
I just figured out how to work it. Okay. Hi everyone. Good evening.
Hey, good evening. Your volume is low. Let's see if you can get a little bit louder. Go ahead and raise. Go ahead.
Okay. How about that? Is that better?
Thank you. Yeah, that's a little better. Go ahead, Jessica.
Okay. First and foremost, when I came in the first time, I sort of caught the last end of what you all were talking about. So I don't know if the topic has changed or if you all were still elaborating on the same topic or not.
Well, right now we're talking about Anthony Edwards paying Aisha Howard $1 million in advance for child support for 18 years in advance. That's what we on now. Are you speaking about the social media topic that we were talking about before, or are you on this one right now?
No, let's go on this one right now, Anthony Edwards.
Okay.
Now you all said that he paid her how much in advance for 18 years?
$1,080,000.
Yeah. 1,008,000. 1,080,000. Oh, $1,080,000 he paid her in advance for 18 years of child support up front.
On him, smart move. I would say for him, that was a smart move. Now, as far as her and the child goes, um, that I don't think that's enough. And it might sound greedy or it might sound, you know, I don't know, but I don't think that's enough because you have to look at 18 years. How much and this is just me speaking from a single mother's point of view. You know, shit, I spend 300 $300 on just a single outing just for me and my child. So think about that for just you get what I mean? Do the math for
Oh,
that
okay,
for
so I hear
12 months and then add that up with the 18 years. Like,
for the
no.
18 years. Okay,
That's
so and
not even including school and
that's
all
fair.
yeah, all of
That's
that.
fair.
So
But
yeah.
Jay, no. So listen though, we that's fine too though. But however, when the man, when she first found out she was pregnant, and he told her up front that he didn't want to have the child, Jay, he paid her a
All
hundred
right.
thousand dollars to get an abortion. She spent the money or
What?
whatever she did with the money. So
What?
now he's still at fault.
Okay. Right. Now
That's an
now
expensive
now
abortion, man.
let's
Oh,
chop up the logistics of it. Okay.
so
Well
he
when
just
this
did
all
her
said
still
and
like he still
done.
blessed her, even though
Yeah,
if he would have
yeah.
took her to court and did all that, and he and like for real, he just didn't probably want to go to court and save the family
Yeah.
embarrassment or just all harassment and publicity and stuff. So he just said, you know what, okay, it is my child. I'm still gonna respect the fact of that. He
Right.
still gave her some money, and that's that. Like he don't have to give her nothing more, nothing less. That's his money. It's her
Right.
Mhm.
child because she
Yeah.
decided to keep the child even though he didn't want the child. And she told him out her mouth or whatever the conversation. I wasn't there verbatim on three-way, but from the text message and from what the blogs are saying, she told him that I didn't want nothing from you. It's okay. I was just letting you know and all of this and all of that. Right. You wanted
Right.
something and you got it and that's that.
Yeah.
You got your baby and you
Okay,
got some money.
now that you elaborated on that, because I didn't know the whole story. I heard what was said and how did I feel about it.
Yeah, go
I
ahead now.
mean,
You
I
feel me? No, I
guess
just want you to
right.
understand
I
something
Yeah.
mean,
because
I
he
guess
already done cashed the check.
that's
Right.
right. That's still a smart move on his
Hmm.
end.
On his
That
part.
he
Because
don't
here's
have
my
to
thing
worry
though
about
too.
her at
And I don't mean to
18
cut
years.
you ladies, but here's my thing. Because if she had no intention of having an abortion and she knew she
She
was gonna keep
shouldn't.
that
Why
baby,
would you take his money?
right?
Yeah,
Why not
I
give
would
the
take the
money back
hundred
and say
thousand up
no,
front.
So
keeping
now
this
you
baby?
tell me you don't want nothing.
Yeah,
$55,000 a year, tax free for 18 years.
$150 a day for
No,
18 years.
exactly. $55,000 a
$150
year.
a day for
Thank
Plus
you for
18.
whatever
Come
breaking
else
down
on.
he
that
tricked
math.
her,
Yes.
tricked off on her
Come
with.
on, man.
She got
Like,
enough.
she
Yeah,
unreasonable.
Mhm.
yeah.
He was he was smart. He was
So I mean,
smart
she
with that.
coming off, and here's the next thing. Right,
It's
Jessica,
people,
he
baby
was
daddy out
definitely
here
smart by
that
doing
won't give
that
their
because
kids
if
one
he
hundred
went to
and fifty
court,
dollars.
Yeah, yeah,
a
yeah,
year.
exactly.
because if he went to court, like
Baby, she got it made in
the
the
point of what
shade.
Siva Kali said, if he went to court and took it to court, it probably would have turned out more. But the fact that he
Oh
broke
yeah,
bread up front
Yeah,
and just
yeah.
and said, "All right, here, take this cool 1 million." It's basically like a buyout.
But
Like
what
he
the
just
thing
bought
is
out
too
that
though,
baby's
That's
it was.
confidence.
exactly what it
I
is.
think it would have been a fight. His lawyers would have helped, been able to fight that because they got proof. You see what I'm saying? She knew he didn't want
Yeah.
to have
Did
the
her a
child.
solid one. He did her a solid one. You right on.
yeah. She messed up by taking that money. I
Yeah,
agree.
when
Whoa.
she kept
Yeah.
the money, like not just kept it, she took it and like, okay, I'm getting an abortion. So you lied too. Your ass
Yeah.
should be in jail, bitch.
Yeah.
Women should start being accountable for shit like that, tricking these men up. Then she got that little young whippersnapper up over there going crazy. The girlfriend probably beating him up.
The mother
Other
dealing
baby
with
mama
that
cursing him
NBA,
out because
the
he ain't
NBA
doing shit
shit.
for them other kids now. Everybody want a million. You get a million. You get a million. He about to be out here paying.
He saved himself a lot of money though. And
Yeah,
and then people were also in
Shit,
comment.
baby, I ain't gonna stunt. He worth it. Baby, he got that money on.
And people are saying that, like that he's gonna regret it in 18 years. He's gonna wish he was a part of the kids. Like, look,
Once again, people steady keep thinking just because he paid for that. What people stop thinking that they know what's inside this man here now. That remember when Dub Baby and Danny Lay was having a little controversy. Remember at first, there was a little mix up, and then y'all see the baby is one of the best fathers out here.
Yeah.
So
he loved his daughter. People need to mind their business. Let it play out like a movie, like a romance sometimes. Romeo and Juliet. We don't know. This man for real, y'all know y'all done went to sleep and woke up with a whole different mindset or a different perspective on life. So let the man just get time. It's probably just overwhelming right now. He already got to be on the road. He got all these little ass kids right. So he got to get prepared, y'all, for all them kids crying, changing all them diapers.
He's 22 years old, so that's something
exactly
to kind of take into account. So we go, So y'all continue dropping in the comments how y'all feel about that. We want to make sure we get all our topics in. Jessica, please, I would love for you to hang around for this next topic also, if you could. Now this next topic, this is something that I was reading the other day, and I was like, yo, this is wild. A lady in the state of Georgia. And I want to make sure that I get her name correct. Her name is Christina. Christina something. I had it in my notes. I can't find her last name right now. But bottom line is this lady in Georgia, she went and got in vitro fertilization at a clinic in Georgia. She is a white woman, and she asked to be fertilized by a white sperm donor. But the clinic made a mistake and accidentally, Q, say that again. Q. Yeah, the clinic accidentally fertilized her with a black man's sperm. Yeah. So when she had the baby, Jessica, when she had this baby, you saw this on the news, Camilla. Okay, yeah, Camilla in the comments said she saw this on the news. When she had the baby, she saw the baby came out as black as Shaka Zulu. So she knew good and well that wasn't her baby. She knew that wasn't her baby. But she kept the baby. And 4 months later, the original parent who was intended for that baby comes back and reclaims the baby from Christina. Now she's suing the clinic. She's online. She's on the news. She crying and talking about that was my baby, and I didn't want to give up my baby. But you knew that wasn't your baby. She even said it herself. When she saw the baby, she knew there was something wrong, but she ain't say nothing. She still took the baby, kept the baby for 4 months, and then they come knocking at her door like, "Give me my baby." So my question is this to the whole panel of ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna start with you, Diesel. Let's get the gentleman out here first. Diesel, do you think she's obligated to have to give that black baby back, or do you think the original egg holder and donor has the rights to that baby?
Well, see, from what I'm reading, it wasn't her egg either.
So it wasn't even her egg.
It wasn't even her egg, bro. And so ain't your egg, it's not your sperm. The people gotta have rights to the baby. But so she's suing. This bitch only asking for $75,000. Like, if they don't give her the $75,000 and keep this shit moving, I feel like it shouldn't happen. It shouldn't happen, bro. And so, but this ain't the first time something like this happened. There was this one case where the family brought home the baby. The husband's like, "Bitch, that ain't our baby." He take a DNA test, it's not his. She like, "I didn't cheat. Come find out it wasn't her motherfucking. The hospital gave them the wrong baby. The hospital gave them the wrong fucking baby. You know what I'm saying? So, like, they done brought home the baby. She thinking this is hers. The DNA didn't match. So shit like this be happening. They be fucking up. They be fucking up. They had to go back to the hospital and find their right baby. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because this nigga about to leave her. Like, bitch, I know you cheating. This ain't my baby. She took a DNA test. It ain't her baby either. She like, well, wait a minute. How this ain't neither one of our fucking baby?
So Lord's baby.
They ruined parents.
But yeah, man, it's like you can't keep the baby, man.
Yeah,
Like
that
you,
baby,
like,
I
I
agree.
feel you, but you can't keep the baby. Like,
Man,
that
get that baby
ain't yours.
back,
But
man.
I want to get Jessica's. I want to get Jessica's opinion on this. Jessica, how you feel about that? Well, Jessica just bounced out. I think her connection may
Yeah,
have
she
dropped
should be
out.
back.
Yanni, you think she should get her baby back, or like if that was you? Let's say that was you. I know you ain't gonna get in vitro or whatever, and you came home and you
Okay,
saw
so
your baby was lily
so
white.
basically, one more time, y'all
Right.
saying right that the egg nor the sperm is hers.
neither
No.
Neither
one.
one is hers, but
Give them
she
people they
carried the
motherfucking
baby.
baby back.
Yeah.
Give them people they goddamn baby back and take this money and go and start you a new life, Jody. Go ahead.
She carried the baby
Bye.
for 9 months, Jessica.
But
Jessica,
I don't care. But you basically
I'm going. Go ahead.
once
Go
the
ahead.
baby
And
was
then
born, all I'm
let-
saying, she should have gone ahead and just reached out to the people. I know it was going to be a hard situation, so they probably could have figured it out and did something. But she shouldn't have kept it. Like once the baby, she shouldn't have did that. It was a mistake, but I don't know. She did care for
We
9
got
months,
to
so that's
stop
kind
all
of
this.
weird, though.
Yeah, carry the baby
We
for
gotta
9
stop
months.
all
So,
this.
Jessica, how you feel about that? You carry the baby for 9 months and then find
Yeah.
out that's not your egg or your baby. The baby is 4 months old. You basically done bought all the baby clothes. You got the crib. You got the baby room set up. You got all that set up. Then the real parents come knocking at the door and say, "Give me my baby." How you feel about that?
From how it sounded like she possibly didn't want the child because of the skin color anyway. So I mean, she shouldn't have had a problem with just giving that child to
Right.
the rightful parents. Period. Point blank. All the clothes, everything you bought should have been donated right on to them.
Good point. Good point.
That's
I'm with all of
crazy.
y'all.
Yeah.
She was
see,
breastfeeding a little black baby.
yeah.
I think it was like I think the ancestors was like, "Gotcha, bitch." You know how long we had to do that shit.
You know how many times we done did this for
You
y'all?
feed that little niggas what you gonna do until we ready to get them back,
You should keep
bitch.
that
That's
baby.
what you gonna do. Like,
And she knew that
The
wasn't her baby
reciprocity
when that
talking
baby
about.
first was born.
because she did everything for the baby except post a goddamn picture. I just read the article. She's like, I never posted them on social media. Who have a baby they don't never post? A person that don't want a damn baby. That's who.
But she knew it wasn't hers.
Yeah.
That's
You know
why.
what? Since y'all saying that, she should keep that baby and raise it. We did this for 400 years.
That
Now
child
it's
probably
her
would have
turn.
been.
For
That
400.
child probably
And
would have been deprived of all type of cultural
Oh
things
yeah,
that
yeah.
it
You
yeah,
would
definitely be mixed
cultural
up.
consciousness, it would have went all the way out the door. Oh,
Probably putting
man.
mayonnaise in the baby bottle and shit.
On
All type of
everything.
weird shit.
Coleslaw breakfast.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm with all of y'all. I think she should get a baby back. I mean, whoever is rightfully the rightful egg holder, or I don't know, the egg donor and the sperm donor, I think those are the people.
And that's a steal because, well, depending on how much how much they pay for the process and the procedure.
Yeah,
Man,
because the
if
baby
you
was
carry a
chopping
baby for
Zulu
9
black.
months, how much
Like the
you get?
baby didn't look mixed. The baby didn't look biracial. The baby was black, like black.
And I
Black
seen
egg,
him
black
right.
sperm.
So she knew as soon as that baby was born, she knew that wasn't her baby. So she should have said something.
Yeah, I
But
agree.
she had to have the baby. I will be suing for much more.
Unfortunate.
I'm with you.
Unfortunate situation.
Tiara, I agree
9
with
months of carrying a baby.
That's why I just said it depends on how much he paid for the procedure, and they give a little extra for the pain and stuff. Because what she's doing for
Right.
wrongful artificial assimilation.
Yeah, I mean negligence, medical negligence. Like Camilla was saying, that's medical negligence. So I mean, she
probably gonna get more than 75,000.
75,000.
Yeah, she gonna probably get more than that, as she should. So y'all keep your eye on that story, and as I get more developments, we'll revisit this on the show again.
That
But
ain't
again,
bad though.
we got
75,000.
we got a few more topics. 75K.
Okay, that's very good.
Man, that's
Okay,
what
right
surrogates normally get. That's how much a surrogate make. They give you the fair surrogate wage.
Yeah.
You don't go on somewhere.
She wasn't being a surrogate. She was getting. She was becoming a mother.
Yeah, but she gonna get the surrogate
So I
wage.
see, y'all, it's different, right? A surrogate is someone who just carried the baby for you and then give it to you once the baby is born.
True.
That's what she is
She's not.
today.
She wasn't doing it
That
for
right?
to be a
What you
surrogate.
what she
She
is?
was doing
She
it to be
wasn't
a
trying
mother.
to,
So I
but
kind of
yeah.
understand too.
Yeah, so it's a sticky.
That's what they was telling her with that
All right,
page.
we'll give her extra 10 for the pain and suffering.
Boy, cute savage, boy. This
Give
is
now
And
she
a
needs to get
puppy.
now she get about 100,000.
it's a
That's
sticky
why I say and a
situation
puppy.
all around.
And a
I
puppy.
hate it for everybody, all parties involved, for her and for the real parents who they missed out on like months of their baby. Like they had to come in and
Yeah,
basically
that
introduce
is
themselves
horrible
to a
though.
child who is that's tough. That's tough. So we'll keep our eye on that. But we're gonna keep this train moving. The next topic now, hip hop is 51 years old now. Last year, hip hop, the music of hip hop just celebrated 50 years of existence. And this is crazy because when I was young, listening to hip hop growing up, all of the OGs and parents and uncles and aunts, they all said hip hop wasn't gonna last. There ain't gonna be no hip hop by the time you get a certain age. That music gonna fizz out and die. And here hip hop is 51 years later, influencing the world. Hip hop influences the way we dress. It influences the way we talk. It influences the way people act. It influences pretty much everything of society now stems from hip hop music. Now, so the question is posed now, should there be an age limit for hip hop artists? I personally don't think so. But there was a time, and you still hear people from our own community that shun people that are in their 30s and in their 40s that are rapping. Or you say, you still 40, you still 30 something years old rapping, or you still listening to rap music and you this old and this age and whatever. Well, hip hop is 50 years old. So if you have a music and a culture that is that age, then of course you're gonna have people who come from the early part of that generation who still rap it. Now, I will say this, when you in your up to a certain age, it's certain music that you should be making. Now, if you're like 35, 40 years old and you still rapping about being in a trap and you on the block and you know what I'm saying, you flipping this and you flipping that, then you might want to go and sit down your bomba cloud. But
Yeah.
if you making music like Nas and you talking about investing in stocks and bonds, creating generational wealth, you talking about putting your daughter through college, you talking about things that are relevant to your generation, I feel like it ain't nothing wrong with that. I love hip hop, but I do hear it. To your point, Q, what you were saying, what do you hear from some of the people of our own ethnicity say about people that are older and still rapping? They say,
Oh yeah, you know the norm. You 35, you still trying to be a rapper and all this, but the thing is, hip hop seems like it's the only genre that has an age limit on it, and I think it's only because it's black men, who started and black women that's in it who doing it. We don't do it with R&B. I can drop an R&B album at 45, at 50, at 60 years old. Country music stars never die. Pop never die.
Pop, rock and roll. There's rock bands that's still
Hip-hop,
making heavy metal music in their 40s.
Sell out arenas, but it seems like this genre right here is the only one where we kind of shun each other. Hey, you still trying to do that? You try, and I think it's kind of sad.
It is sad. And we got two ladies here right now. And I'm glad we have Yanni and Jessica here on this topic because a lot of the flack does come from our sisters, our queens that are basically frowning their nose upon people of a certain age that rap or are still hip hop artists. So I'm going to start with you, Yanni, and then Jessica, I want you to chime in on this. And then Diesel, you can follow up the ladies. How do y'all feel about hip hop in their 30s and in their 40s and older rappers that are still making hip hop music? Or not even that. If somebody just wake up at 40 years old and decide, hey, I want to start rapping right now, is there a problem with that? How do you ladies see hip hop for someone of an older generation?
First of all, hip hop, any music, no genre has an age limit on there. And second of all, if that's someone's life or if that's what they want to do, who is us to discourage or to knock someone else down off a pedestal when there's still artists that's still out here over 40 that's still rapping out here till this day, and they're making good money. They're providing for their families, and like you said, they're not just rapping about no drilling and killing. So it depends on the type of genre or the type of music that you're trying to rap about. Like prime example, remember the old the guy that was he like 40 or 41 that went viral about a week or you get what I'm saying?
Mhm.
That
Yeah.
still in the trenches or whatever you want to call it, still in the field
Yeah.
or whatever. So it's level. You know what I'm saying? But you can't judge a person about something that they want to do. If they woke up to do it, like if a person go to college, it's not no time frame. Some people go to college in their 50s and their 60s. So what's the problem with
Yeah.
becoming a rapper in your 40s? Even if you make a one hit wonder, a lot of artists that had it and been in a record label for decades, baby, you hear me, only got a one or two hit wonder. So
Mhm.
Yeah.
what's the difference?
Good point. Good point. Jessica, how do you feel about that? Hip hop artists that are in their 30s and 40s that are making rap music still, is that accepted in your eyes or is that frowned upon in your eyes? How do you feel about that? You gotta go
Um,
ahead, unmute. Go ahead.
Absolutely accepted. As as I'm hearing you all talk, it's the same. It's just all about the content. We don't need another rapper, especially not in his 40s and 50s. Somebody who is supposed to be presenting our young fellas with what we need more in the world now. So we don't need, So if it's not about, like Yoni said, drilling and killing and stealing, then I'm down
Yeah.
for it. Shit, look at and honestly, I ain't gonna lie. Scarface just did his Tiny Desk NPR.
Oh yeah, I love
Uh,
Oh
that.
yeah.
and
I
that
love
shit
that.
was so dope, right?
I loved
So
it.
here we
I
go
ain't
with
So
the
sounding
many
good.
content. Here we go with the content.
It's
But
about
Yeah.
the
the
content.
music, the vibe of it, just the whole everything was so different. Like shit, I wish
Yeah,
we could have more rap music like that.
I
Yeah.
Like
agree.
okay, like I know the message wasn't absolutely correct, but look at Tupac. His message wasn't absolutely, straight cleaned up as well, but he was preaching some knowledge. So
Yeah,
sometimes we have to take the good with the bad also.
I agree. And I actually think that that the game needs older rappers. I think that's what hip hop needs.
Let's ooh, one more. You definitely. That's what I was gonna say. The fact that they're not used to artists of our age too, because most of their artists is dead or in jail
Right.
at
They don't
young,
make 50.
under
They don't
30,
make
35,
40.
in between 30 to 35. Those. Oh, okay. So that's another thing too. All our OGs and a lot of our artists, baby, come on now. They use up. They
You
older, but I mean, hey, it's part of life. You're supposed to grow old.
you're right. Diesel, go ahead.
No,
I feel like hip hop has always been a old man sport, man.
yes,
Like
let's grow men.
Curtis Blow was like 30 when
Yeah.
he had his break. He wasn't a young nigga. His name was
Awesome
Curtis
break.
Blow.
Yeah.
He sold cocaine. That's what the fuck he did. Like,
Yeah.
and he was the first like mainstream rapper, man. I think that in order to be a good rapper, you got to have experience. In order to have experience, your ass got to get old.
Exactly.
And so
Yeah.
hip hop is the only genre that niggas are expected to live what they are making songs about, which is why your music has to evolve. Like what I'm
Right.
saying. Like if you're a 50-year-old rapper, my only question is, it's not can you rap, is who are you rapping for?
Right.
You
Right.
know what I'm saying? Are you trying to reach the youth and influence them? Are you
Right.
trying to just connect with your peers? It's like, and so
Yeah.
I think that's what a lot of people are doing wrong. Like how she said about Scarface's Tiny Desk concert, Scarface was doing the old music though. He
Yeah.
wasn't like, yo, this the new shit I just came up with. He was like, this the music you remember me doing. Let's
Right.
visit it. So
Right.
I love the, like, Kendrick ain't young. You know what I'm
Right.
Yeah.
saying?
He's
Like,
in 30.
you know what I'm saying? So like I say, man, I think hip hop is an old man sport, but you gotta be saying something worthwhile.
Definitely. I agree. And quiet as kept, y'all. Nas just dropped a classic.
Man,
Over the last couple years, Nas has been on a run. Nas is 50, like 51, I think now, and he is on a
Jay-Z, come
crazy run.
on,
man, Will
T.I.,
Smith
Snoop
just
Dogg,
dropped a
Yeah,
Will
freestyle.
Snoop.
Smith.
Snoop's album was fire, his most recent.
Yeah.
And these rappers are in. So it's almost like Diesel said, who are you speaking to? Are you speaking to your peers or are you speaking to the younger generation to uplift them? And I think it's a balance. When I listened to that Nas album, I felt like he was talking to me. He's talking about, waking up, taking multivitamins, going and jogging, making sure that I got my blood pressure right. My cholesterol levels got to be here. And but he put it in a form, in a way that I'm like, but then on the flip side, he got a song talking to his daughter and talking to his daughter's generation. Like, these are the mistakes I made. Don't make these mistakes. This is what I did when I was younger. If I could go back, I would have done this, and this. So he's doing it twofold. He's giving you music for us in his era, and then he's also talking to the youth and trying to uplift them as well. So I just think it's a beautiful thing. I think we need more older MCs to influence the younger generation, and that may make a difference. And we're running way over, so I'm going to run to this next topic real quick. But keeping it hip hop, and now we're just going to change generations though. The rapper Lil Baby is now targeted by the feds for RICO charges. I don't know all of the story, but cue the beat. Could you enlighten us a little bit more on that? This is going to be our last topic because we're a little over on time, but go ahead and tell the people a little bit about the Lil Baby story.
So the Lil Baby reportedly is in the eyes of the Fed for RICO charges. The feds are calling him the gang leader of a gang, also orchestrating hits on certain people. Apparently, there was a music video that was shot in the Ops neighborhood that Lil Baby shot, and 2 people were shot during the making of the video or whatever, and some innocent bystanders got shot. So apparently, the feds was trying to tie him to being the one who ordering these hits. So his so-called gang put out a post or said something about anybody coming for Lil Baby, they're gonna have to come through us. So it's looking like threats. So anytime you say that now, the feds gonna get you with he's a gang leader of an organization and we about to get you. So y'all rappers be aware, they coming for you.
Yeah, it's a real sad situation. And again, with these young rappers, with the drill, with the younger music, like they going in Ops neighborhoods, making songs, they putting hits on people. Like Diesel said, hip hop is the only genre of music where people feel like they gotta live out what they rapping. So they're rapping about these things, and then they trying to go out there and live it out and do harm to people and do all of this foolishness, and then they getting themselves caught up in RICO. They get locked up, then they go snitch. They go snitch on their whole gang, just so they can get more time. Y'all watch it now. I don't want to get, say too much on it because I don't really know the whole story, but there's going to be more developments that come out of it as time goes on. But yeah, there is an arrest warrant, confirms Atlanta rapper Lil Baby connection to boy's murder. A kid got killed, and now Lil Baby has this on his resume and on his jacket. So I pray for the best. The family of the victim, I pray for that. I also pray for Lil Baby, hope that he sees the light and he turns things around. Do any of y'all want to chime in on this before we close things out? Diesel, anything you want to add?
Man, ain't no cure for stupid, bro. You see what's happening with Yellow Beezy? I'm like, niggas gotta pick a side, bro. It's like
They don't know. No, it's like they slow, ain't they? They just, it's like they getting slower and slower. Cause like you watch
tell
movies,
themselves, bro.
Baby, I watch certain movies and certain, we see stuff on the news and stuff, like it's certain gas stations I'm not going to, and I'm not in the gangs or nothing, but it's just like, to protect my life and protect my peace too. Like it's certain areas I'm not going in. Baby, I'm gonna be cautious, but they talk too much and they rap about everything.
Mm-hmm.
And they put everything in the song.
Yeah, and that's how they end up going down, snitching on themselves. Jessica, you got anything to add on this subject?
I do not, but I agree with what everyone has said so far. Like y'all talk too much, first of all, and everything don't need to go in the rap. Shit, second of all, little baby, you too big. You too big
Relationship
and in front of the camera and world to be out here doing any type of,
Yeah.
foolishness of that nature. So
Yeah,
it is
yeah,
what it is.
yeah. It is what it is. Like I said, yeah, they too foolish. They saying too much and doing too much. That's why I think we need older rappers to come in the game and kind of school these younger MCs and kind of get them up to speed. So, but that's it. That's all we got as far as topics. Now we've come to the end of the road. Now this is my favorite part of the show. In this segment of the show where we like to entertain everybody. We like to talk about all of the different topics and everything like that. But also at the same time, we also want to educate people. And a lot of people that watch the show are younger and they may not know about some of the historic figures that we've had the privilege of seeing and being a part of as we grew up and got to this stage. So without further ado, this week's history figure of the week is brought to you by yours truly, Brother Nunzi, producer Q the Beat, the incomparable one, Diesel Greasel, Yanni Mata Fairy Plug Mother, and Jessica in the building. This week's history figure of the week is none other than one of the first, I think he was the first Black late night talk show host ever. This person broke ground for a lot of young artists that were coming out around that time. He gave a platform for hip hop, for R&B to come on his show and perform. This is none other than the one, the only, Arsenio Hall. Arsenio Hall. I know about
Gotta
Arsenio.
do that, man. Y'all gotta do that.
You gotta do the dog pound bark, man. Arsenio Hall, we are honoring you. You are our history figure of the week. You opened up so many doors. I think he got ran out like by the industry because I remember his show was on fire, right, Q? But he ended up getting canceled or something.
They canceled him out in like the late mid-90s.
He was too black. He said he was too black. Man, I remember my favorite Arsenio Hall episode was two of them. One of them was the episode with Snoop. When Snoop was like a young Snoop Dogg. Snoop was like 19 years old and he had just came out. Just came out. And he came and he freestyled to the Dog Pound or no, it wasn't the Dog Pound. What's the Posse? That was Arsenio's band. His band was called the Posse. And he freestyled. And that was the first time me seeing Snoop. That one and also his very last episode where he had the entire, everybody, the who's who of hip hop came out there and did a freestyle. They all dropped like a couple of bars to honor Arsenio on his very last episode. So Arsenio Hall show, man. And y'all have any memories of Arsenio that y'all can remember about the Arsenio Hall?
Coming to America.
He's a great actor. I mean, he can do it all, man. He had Bill Clinton on there playing the saxophone. That was memorable.
He was funny to me.
Yeah, he was. He was one of the best. Jessica, I don't know if you remember Arsenio, if that was part of your era. I don't know if Arsenio was a part of your generation, but yeah, Coming to America, all that. What do you remember about Arsenio before we close out?
Man,
comedian.
Definitely, he is an icon. So absolutely, big up to Arsenio Hall.
Big up Arsenio. Go ahead, Diesel.
Like the thing I remember most about Arsenio is it's safe to say that Eddie Murphy was the biggest star in the world around that time. And Arsenio was his right-hand man. You know what I'm saying? Arsenio was his co-star in lots of movies because he was that much of a talent. You know what I'm saying? You think about it like Eddie Murphy, everything he brought to the entertainment industry, and this is the dude that he wanted to be co-starring with. You know what I'm saying? So I think Arsenio is one of those dudes that probably don't get enough credit. He was probably ahead of his time. And he was unapologetically black, and I can always appreciate that, man. So
I definitely can. I agree, Diesel. And I think, like I said, he was too black for TV. Shout out to Arsenio. All right, yo. Like, again, man, we went way over on time, but I still appreciate everybody that joined us today. This is our 2-minute turn up segment where we're going to turn it into a 1-minute turn up. So we're just going to take a minute real quick. Everybody can go around, say their last little parting words real quick. For me, I just want to say shout out to Carmelo Anthony, Carmelo Anthony has just been elected into the Basketball Hall of Fame. Well deserved. Four-time Olympian, NCAA champion, all that. He definitely deserves it. He deserves all of the love and all the smoke that he's getting in honor of him. Secondly, Ja Morant. Ja Morant has just been, he's under investigation now again by the NBA for doing gun gestures after he made a basket. He made a basket on Steph Curry the other day, and then he made a gesture like he was shooting a gun at him. Now, don't forget, Ja Morant was also suspended last year from having a strap for having an actual real gun in a club. And then he was on live. He was on IG Live aiming the pistol at the camera and dancing with the pistol. So, Ja, all I'm gonna say is this: you're a young athlete, you got a bright future ahead of you. You gotta chill, B. You gotta chill. And I know it was nothing harmful. You was just doing a gun gesture. You made a basket. You was feeling good. That Steph Curry, you just shot a basket in his face, and then you wanted to start celebrating. But it's certain things you can't do because of your past. And I hate to even say that because I don't got the best pass in the world either, but I also know that I'm going to be judged on certain things that I do. So be mindful. Please, Ja Morant, I want you to have a successful basketball future and basketball career. Diesel Greasel, go ahead. Your last minute. What you got?
Hey, man. Detroit basketball is back. You niggas know. Hey, coming through the D, you're going to get hit in your motherfucking mouth. I'm predicting a first round series win. It don't matter who the fuck we play. You know what I'm saying? Detroit basketball is back. I love to see us body slamming niggas. I love to see us all in the news, man. They try to vilify us. It's Detroit versus everybody.
Detroit versus everybody. What up, though, Diesel? Appreciate you for being here. Jessica, you got anything you want to say for the last minute? Whatever you want to say, it's all yours.
Oh, first and foremost, I would like to thank Yoni for inviting me. I really appreciate it. We are working on starting our own podcast, so I am very excited just to have God's experience. You all are three wise, gentle men, and I appreciate the hospitality. Um, and overall, you know what? So I am a big fan of the NPR Tiny Desk concert. And I just want to put out that Kevin Hart just dropped a new one for Chocolate Dropper. So go check it out.
Okay.
Go check it out.
Okay. Yeah, appreciate that. And thank you, Jessica, for joining us. I loved having you here. We definitely want to have you come back again whenever you get a chance. You always welcome here back on the Sports Time Zone. Yanni, go ahead, give us your little turn up session for the 1 minute. Go ahead.
Let me see. First of all, I just want to say thank all our listeners and thank all the new people that chimed in today. I want to thank all my followers and my fans and my supporters too. Because without y'all, it wouldn't be no fairy plug mother. However, I want to say big shout out to my three young gentlemen up there, baby, at the top. That's part of the team that's giving me all the love and support, and they open me with welcome arms, you guys. Also, I just want to give y'all, I want to sprinkle a little bit of fairy dust from the fairy plug mother. Make sure y'all guard y'all hearts like y'all past for, and let it be the loudest notification in your life. Stay fly, stay faithful, and remember, real love never needs a filter. Catch y'all next time on the Sports Time Zone, where real love and the vibes are high, and the fairy plug mother always keeps it magical.
Love it. I love it. Thank you, Fairy Plug Mother. Cue the beat. Take us home, my brother.
Appreciate y'all for liking, sharing, subscribing, coming out, jumping in, everything, man. Much love to everybody. I'm gonna piggyback off you, Ja Morant, man. Come on, man. You know you're under a microscope. You just got to get it together. You're making the number 12 look bad, man. That's my number from. I support all number 12s. That's my favorite number. So Ja Morant, you got
He said you make it 12 look bad.
12 look bad, bro.
Yeah.
Let's get it, man. Looking forward for another show.
Let's get it. Appreciate all of y'all for joining us. Thank you, everybody in the chats who came through. Steve, Kiara, Sonia, Unleash the Champion, Camilla. Man, we had a loaded chat. So, man, y'all make, Jamal Bush. Shout out to Jamal. Tiara. Yo, y'all make sure y'all share the video. We trying to get up. We almost at 5,000 subscribers. We're at 4,500. So we halfway to where we want to be. So y'all keep the momentum going. Speaking of John Morant, my team, the Miami Heat, are right now on against the Memphis Grizzlies, playing against them. So yo, we gonna hope we can
be a
get
good
it.
one.
Once again, for Q to beat, the incomparable Diesel Greasel, Jessica, Yanni Mata, Fairy Plug Mother, I am your host, Rod Anunsi. This is the Sports Time Zone. We're going to catch y'all on the flip side, and we are out. Good,